Hi everyone, I am Bharati, working as social faculty in Modern School, Saraswati Nagar, Nellore. So today we are going to discuss about the lesson Emerging Political Trends, 19th lesson in AP SCRT books and 18th lesson in TS SCRT books. So the topic is Emerging Political Trends from 1977 to 2000. So in this lesson we are going to see closely about the political system of contemporary India, and also we will see the transformation of the political system into a contemporary competitive multi-party system. And here, because of the competition in the party system, no single party was allowed to form its own government. It means that every party was unable to form its own government. So here we can see a series of coalition governments. And also in this chapter we will see the old religious issues and the caste differences, how they were repacked and used for the political mobilization. And also we will see in this lesson the impact of all these events on the constitutional values, fundamental values of the Indian constitution, that is democracy and unity and integrity, social and economic change. And here both the teachers as well as students and the people those who are have knowledge about the events will have, everybody will have their own opinion, own views. But here in this lesson, the events which we come across, those are all the convictions of their own. So here we are not going to criticize any political party, and we are not just offend to do any other people in this lesson. So let us enter into the lesson. So in this lesson we will see the first side heading, that is return of democracy after emergence. So under this heading we have the time between the 1975 to 1985. So the period started with the Congress and ended with the Congress. That is, this period on June 25th, 1975, the emergency was started. The emergency was declared on, and in the year 1985, the electoral victory of the Congress led by the Rajiv Gandhi. So here both years started by Congress and ended by Congress. But the period between these years, the Indian democracy has seen many changes. Even the political parties, many political parties emerged into single party, and new regional parties were emerged to bring change in the democracy. And this period we can say that it has prevented the India not to sliding into a single party democracy. And during this period we can also see not only the political movements but also the non-political movements like environmental movements and feminist movements, social liberties movements and civil rights movements, as well as the literacy movements, and all those things we will discuss in detail in this lesson. The second side heading of the lesson is 1977 elections started and the end of the democracy. As we have discussed in the previous lessons that the first general elections were held in the year 1952, and the second general elections 1957, and third 1961, and fourth general elections 1967, and fifth general elections 1971. So all these years Congress party only got the majority and ruled the India. It means nearly 30 years. 30 years we have seen the single party domain in India. So what happened in the 1971 elections? Actually it's a remarkable change from the 1967 elections itself, that Congress has defeated in many parts of the northern states. and later it was very difficult for the Indira Gandhi to win the elections in 1967. But in the 1971, Indira Gandhi got the majority with the slogan Garibi Hatao. So with this, she got the majority and formed the government. And with this slogan, Congress party came into power. And then what happened next? In the year 1971, two members participated from UP, that is Rai Bareli, a place, the Raj Narain and Indira Gandhi. So both members participated from the Rai Bareli in the 1971 elections from UP. After elections, Indira Gandhi won the majority and formed the government. But what happened next? Immediately, Raj Narain suspected Indira Gandhi and filed a case on her in High Court of the UP. UP High Court given judgment in 1975, June 12th, by disqualifying the Indira's election. So here Indira got the stay from Supreme Court and proved the majority in Rajya Sabha and continued the governance, and immediately Indira Gandhi arrested all her political opponents and kept censorship on media, and few fundamental rights were denied, and also conducting meetings in public areas were completely restricted. All these incidents led to the state of emergency on June 25th, 1975. So after, what happened? In the year 1977, on March 21st, the emergency was ended and it is a return to the democracy, and fresh elections were announced. It was a great surprise to the people of India. Nobody expected that elections are going to be held in 1977, and also Indira Gandhi released all the political prisoners and removed the censorship on media, and she given rights to hold the public meetings and all. So with this, all the political parties, some opposition parties of 1970s were BLD, Bharatiya Lokdal Party, which is mainly based in UP. It is formed for the welfare of the Indian farmers especially. Congress War Government, which has Congress War Government, which has splitted from the INC, and it was formed as two parties, Congress ARP and Congress War Party. So it is opposed to the Indira Gandhi, Congress War Party, and CPI M, Communist Party of India, Marxist, and DMK Party, Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, which is in Tamil Nadu, Jansangh Party, largely confined to the northern states, and SAD, which is known as Shiromani Akali Dal in Punjab. So here in the 1977 elections, to participate or to face the Indian Congress, many parties were merged into single party, which is known as Janata Party. Was merged with 5 political parties. Those are all Congress, O Party, and Swatantra Party, and also Bharatiya Lokdal Party, Bharatiya Janasangh Party, and the Socialist Party. Very important in the examination point of view also. These are all how many parties were merged as Janata Party. Will get a question. There is a chance to get the question. So 5 parties were merged as Janata Party to face the Indira Gandhi. So after 1977 elections, Janata Party came into power. the first non-Congress party which came into power in India in the year 1977, and the leader of the Janata Party, Morarji Desai, became the first non-Congress Prime Minister of India. And in the year 77, the Lok Sabha elections were 6th Lok Sabha elections. In these elections, Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy was elected unanimously as the Speaker of the 6th Lok Sabha. On 26th March 1977, Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy was elected as the Speaker of the 6th Lok Sabha, and within a span of 3 months, in the month of July, again he was elected as the Prime Minister, 6th Prime Minister of the India unanimously, even with the support of the opposition party like Congress. So he was the only person who elected unanimously with the support of the opposition party. So it is very, very important. And now coming to the Janata Party rule. How was the rule of the Janata Party? Is it similar to the Congress party? Let us see. Here after elections, Janata Party came into rule, and immediately by showing the 356 article, Janata Party dismissed the 9 states government where the Congress party was ruling. It means actually the 356 article of the Constitution explains about the President rule. So what is this President rule? What the Constitution is telling about this article means, whenever the state situation is not under the control of the state government, at that time the governor will call for the President rule actually. But here Janata Party has misused the article 356, actually we can say this, because by showing the 356 article that Congress party did not win the majority in the parliament, so that it has no right to rule the states even, the statement was given by the Janata Party. So that's why it has misused by the Janata Party, we can say that. And after that the elections were reheld in 9 states, and Janata Party won the majority in UP, MP and Bihar, Rajasthan also, except in 2 states, West Bengal and Tamil Nadu. Here CPI M party came into rule, and here DMK, that is Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. These 2 states were won by the regional parties, and remaining states all got Janata Party majority. So here Janata Party supported its statement also, while dismissing the state governments of 9 states, it has given a statement. So that was proved by the elections. It has supported its statement with the re-elections in 9 states. In 1977, Janata Party won the majority and formed the government because it has given assurance to the Indian people that it will restore the democracy and it will free the India from the authoritarian rule. But Morarji Desai was failed to prove this and to achieve this. So that's why by the mid 1979, Morarji Desai was forced to resign his job, and next immediately his successor Charan Singh came to power. So Charan Singh came to power, but here also he was also unable to continue his support in the parliament because the allied parties withdrawn the support. Next, in the year 1980, fresh elections were held in India and Congress party came to rule, and immediately Congress party also used the 356 article what we have discussed previously, that is President rule, and dismissed the Janata government in 9 states. And the elections were reheld, and almost all the states were won by the Congress party except the West Bengal and the Tamil Nadu. So obviously West Bengal was won by the CPI M party and Tamil Nadu DMK party. So it has shown the same reason how the Janata party said, same article used by the Congress party to dismiss the 9 Janata government in 9 states. So here both the parties, the Congress party as well as the Janata party, misused the article 356. So that's why this should not be happen in future. The Supreme Court has given judgment in the year 1994, except in extreme cases no party has supposed to use the article 356 in any circumstances. So this was the thing happened during the rule of the Janata party and the Congress party, and what was the country situation. These two were in this process, but the country's situation was different. Here the parties, what they have done, it is just unfair to the Indian democracy. Actually we can say this. The states were, few people were in a dilemma that they were being alienated, and few states were asking for the autonomy, greater autonomy, and few states wanted to go separate from India. It means they want independent states, independent countries for them. So this was the situation, and here few political parties, especially the regional parties like SAD and DMK, formed together, merged together as common front to support both the central government. So next we are going to discuss the emergence of regional aspirations.